name's Kathleen, and I'm bringing you through the Friday Gentle Yoga. Thank you to the Boston Public Library for partnering with us, Hands to Heart Center, for this virtual program. Just a couple things before we start. We are going to start on our back. This is a gentle yoga. We will be moving. So I ask that you listen to your own bodies, modify where needed. Child's pose is always on offer. Tabletop is always on offer. You do what you need to do for your afternoon practice. I have a couple of blocks here. If you have props, you may need blocks. If you have them, not necessary. A blanket is always useful if you need to prop yourself up in a seated position, or in child's pose if you feel a tightness in your knees. Sometimes it's nice to stack that blanket or towel between your shins and your thighs. So with that said, we're going to start our practice on our backs, and I will lead you through it. So come onto your back in Shavasana. We're going to start in a resting pose. And I want you just to take a few minutes, or starting few minutes, to feel supported and to maybe let go of whatever the week's challenges were, difficulties were. Just let them go. Let the weight of the body be supported by the floor. And maybe take one hand and place it on your heart. Take the other and place it on your belly. And if comfortable, your eyes will be closed or gaze is soft. And we'll just take a few breaths here. The inhale brings breath in through the nose, fills you up. Maybe you feel your chest lift, your belly lift. And with the exhale, you breathe out the nose. Maybe feeling the belly descend and the chest sort of drop a little bit. We'll take that a few times. And again, as we move away from the work week, from the school week, and move into the weekend, let go of what didn't feel good or what was challenging, and put it aside, put it away, maybe put what you need to hold on to on a shelf for just the next 60 minutes. So again, a couple more breaths here. And now maybe you'll release your arms by your side, palms up. Wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. And then I'm going to ask you to bring your legs to attention, a little more energy, returning them to a parallel line. So the legs will become parallel. Feel the energy return, that sense of musculature, muscle to bone. Reach through your big toe mound, or the big toe of each foot, pointing with energy. Feel the arms by your side. Feel a sense of openness and width across the chest and shoulders. And then maybe I'll invite you to bring your arms overhead. So now we're really waking up the arms, the legs, feeling a little more alertness in the torso, feeling the side body stretch. Try to funnel the ribs down and draw the belly in. Take 2 breaths here, feeling length, feeling the stretch. Now you're going to bring your hands behind your head, and you're going to lift your shoulders and bring them over to the right. So you're creating a little bit of a side bend. You may feel that in the rib cage, and you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you're going to take your legs and move them a little bit over to the left corner of your mat. This is called banana pose, and you may feel that you're now in the shape of a banana. Feeling the stretch to the side body. This may be enough of a stretch for you, but if you'd like to take it another step, you can cross your opposite leg, left leg, over the right. So the ankles wrap, maybe the feet wrap, and it becomes just a little bit more intense for some of us. If you want to take it beyond that, perhaps you extend your arms. So now you're in the full pose, the full expression, arms are reaching, legs are reaching. Maybe the ankles are crossed. We stay here and breathe for 5. Inhaling and exhaling for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands behind the head if you had lifted them away. Use the hands to support your head and shoulders back to center. Uncross your legs if they were crossed, and also align them back to center. Take a breath here. Feel the evenness return, and then lift your shoulders and bring them over to the left corner, upper corner of your mat. You might right away feel a stretch in the side of the ribs, right side of the ribs, maybe a little bit in your armpit, and maybe that's enough. You stay and breathe. If you'd like to go a little bit beyond that, move your legs over to the left corner, lower left corner, so your body becomes a banana, the shape of a banana. And this stretches from the feet through the side hip, through the ribs, maybe in the shoulder. And if you'd like to go another step beyond that, you can cross your right ankle over your left, maybe wrap your feet. You choose. There are steps along the way, and you choose the step that you'd like to stay at. One more option is to reach the arms overhead. And now we're all in the pose of our choosing, and we'll hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, and 2. Last one, hands behind the head. Let's bring the torso back to center, legs back to center, and we'll release the arms overhead, returning to our full body stretch. From here, anchor the left leg firmly, pull the right knee into your chest. You're gonna hug that knee, trying to keep the hips square, and breathe. Perhaps you feel a stretch, the left hip flexor area, quadricep, really pushing the quad down. That left quad reaches towards the mat. From here, you're gonna cross the right leg over the left, coming into a spiral twist. You can open your right arm and take your focus to the right, using your left hand to gently add a little pressure to the leg to increase the stretch. Again, optional. I want you to breathe into this for 5, 4. With each exhale, see if you can let go, feel a little more supported, a little easier, a little lighter. On your next breath, bring your knee back to your chest and hug in. Slide your left foot planted, knee is bent. Cross your right foot over your left, and we're in this modified figure 4. Let's flex the right ankle. Use your right hand to gently press on your right thigh, maybe directing that knee open a little bit. You're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like to increase the stretch, bring your left knee to your left shoulder. All right, so you're in the full figure 4 here, using your elbow to direct the thigh a little bit away, trying to keep even on your sacrum. Now you're welcome to stay here, or you can reach your left heel to the ceiling to find a bit of a hamstring stretch. Once you've realized your full pose, we'll hold for 5, 4, easy through the chest, 3, 2, and 1. You'll bend your knee, plant the foot, plant the right foot, knees are bent. Let's have it so the arms are by your side, palms up, heels are a little closer. We're going to take one bridge pose. So you're going to curl your spine from tail through the middle spine all the way up to the widest part of your shoulders, coming into a bit of a slight extension. Make sure your chin is released towards your chest. You're pressing firmly into your feet. Your knees are hugging in towards one another, and your feet are firmly planted on the mat. Take a full breath here. And exhale. One more inhale. And now on your exhale, you're going to curl down from the top through the middle, going slow to work out any of the kinks, any of the tightness, and release. Send both the arms and legs away in opposition. Feel that full body stretch and then bring your left knee in. We do the whole thing on the other side. So you can just gently draw the knee in, anchor the opposite leg, strong quadricep reaching through the big toe, feel the parallel line. And then cross that left leg over the right, coming into a gentle spiral twist. You can take your focus in the opposite direction if that serves you. You can use your right hand to gently increase the stretch if that feels good. Remember, this is your practice, your time. For 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's bring it back to center. One more time, hug into that knee. Slide your right foot in, cross your left over the right, flex your left ankle. Let's stay here for a moment, taking the left hand and maybe directing that thigh out. This may be enough for some. Our hips tend to get tight. Breathe into that tightness. See if you can let it go a little bit. If you want to go a little bit deeper, let's draw the knee to the shoulder. And we'll hold this. Right knee to right shoulder, left ankle flexed, left elbow directing the knee out. You're welcome to stay here if that's enough, or bring it into a hamstring stretch, extending the right leg, reaching the right heel. And once you've realized your stretch, your pose, we'll hold for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Well done. Let's bring both feet down, palms up, arms long. One more time, we'll curl the spine up. Peel away from the mat. Press into your feet. Maybe tuck your shoulders in this time just a little bit, lifting the rib cage, releasing the chin. And we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Peel down. Slow and steady, moving through the thickness, the tightness. Let it go. One more time, we'll bring the knees into the chest, maybe rock side to side. And then you're going to either rock up to a seated position, or you can roll over onto your side, and we'll all meet seated on the mat with our legs crossed. Let's have the right leg crossed in front of the left. This would be a moment to maybe tuck a blanket or a towel under your sit bones if you're feeling tightness in the hips. Once you've arranged yourself, let's just take a moment and again, bring a hand to heart, hand to belly, chest open. Close your eyes if comfortable, gaze soft otherwise, and we'll just take a few breaths here in our new seated position, bringing length to the spine, width to the chest, energy at the crown of the head. Feel the breath expand and deflate. And then release your hands, maybe blink your eyes open, fingertips to the sides of the hips. Use the fingertips to press into the mat, maybe lifting yourselves a little taller, a little wider. From here, release the hands, bring them forward. We're just going to circle the wrists out for 5 and 4, 3, 2, reverse it. For 5, 4, we use our wrists a lot in yoga, in our down dog, in our tabletops. So let's get them ready for that. And now see if you can take that circle out into the elbows. Feels a little funny, but see if you can just sort of stretch and flex. 2, keep the height of the spine and breathe. And reverse it. So the elbows are moving. We're warming up all the joints. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to do the shoulders. You can start small. And 2. Breathing 3. Perhaps each one brings you a little taller, a little wider. Last one. And then you reverse it. Again, you can start small. And 2, and 3, and 4, last one, 5. This time let's reach the arms up. Let the arms frame your face. Feel the buoyancy, the lift out of the hips. We'll just stay and breathe. And then bring the hands to heart center and back to your sides. From here, lifting the right arm up. I want you to feel the arm as close to the ear cheek as possible, and that's different for everyone, so that you can make space lifting up. We're going to take it over into a side bend, mindful of the left shoulder, so we're not congesting our neck, we're just lengthening, we're just breathing into this opening. Good, and then we'll bring it back up and release. Other side, lift up. Let's find that length, making space to go over. Relaxing the right shoulder, we breathe, we release. Good, and lift up. Now we're going to keep that moving. So we're going to go up and over with the right. It's like a wave. And then over to the right with the left. And again, 2. And 2. Let it float, let it be free. Last one. Over. And over. Well done. Let's bring it all up to center. Right arm returns. Feel that length. And now rotate over to the right, placing your left hand on your right knee, right fingertips behind you. You're going to inhale for that same length, making that same space. And then exhale, maybe you'll twist a little bit more. If you've reached your maximum twist, you stay and you breathe, you focus on that breath pattern. If you can, you'll lengthen on the inhale and maybe go a little bit deeper into rotation. We have one more. And exhale. On your next breath, just sweep your arms around, land the fingertips, press into your mat, your floor, lift up, and we'll change sides. So you're going to reach your legs out, and I'm just going to ask for a little pummel, a little release of the back of the knees, and then we'll cross the left over the right. We're going to tent the fingers. We're just taking our side bends here and the twist. So let's start with the left. You're going to reach up and go over. This one's sort of slow. It's full. It's for you to feel deeply. And then you come back up, and we'll take it with the right arm up, making space to go over. Breathe here. And then lift up and release. Now we sort of flow through it. So you can just go over. And good. Use the breath that feels good here. Just keep breathing. Let the breath fill you up. We have one more. One more. Up and over, and up and over. And then we're going to lift up, both arms up, framing the face, making that space. We twist. We're twisting to the left now. Right hand comes to the left knee, right hand is behind you, and maybe this is enough. But if you can, we're going to breathe for length. And then exhale, maybe a little deeper twist. Again, feel the length and twist. Last one. And rotate. From here, you'll sweep your arms out, land the fingertips, and pause. Just take one full breath here. Inhale. And exhale. From here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to find our tabletop. So align the hands underneath of the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Find the strength and length of the arms that we had as we were sitting and reaching to the sky. Just pause here for a moment. Bring the big toes together. And you're going to push back into a child's pose. So we're just going to reach our fingertips towards the front edge of the mat. We're going to rest the forehead on the mat. And again, if this is not comfortable, you may want to pad between thigh and shin. You may want to bring it up a little higher, or you may actually want to go to your back and hug your knees. We're only here for 3, 2, 1. Shift forward, coming back into your tabletop. So before we do anything, we want to find that stable position, and then we'll move into our cow, our extended position, lifting the chest, maybe pulling the fingers back. They don't move, but it's that energy. And then release the tail, engage the abdominals, push the floor away, and stretch the back body. We'll do that again. Lift the tail. We're rolling through the spine. Here we think about opening the front body as we reach our chest forward, gaze up. And then we release, we round, we engage the abdominals, but we open and stretch the back body. We have one more to land into our cow position, our extended position. We're going to hold this to feel the lift of the chest, to feel the back muscles. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but take note of what you do feel. And then keeping the width of the collarbone, move the frontal ribs to the hips, returning to your neutral. And again, we'll shift back into a child's pose for 3, for 2, keep the breath, and 1. Returning to tabletop, we're moving into a little more balance, more focused bird dog exercise. So on the inhale, you're going to reach your right arm, and left leg. If this is too much, you keep one hand down. We want to feel that oppositional pull from fingertip to toe with a neutral alignment in the torso. For 2 more, and return. We're going to the other side. So exhale, send the arm and leg in opposition. And we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do that again. Right arm, left leg, but this time for 3. Palm is facing in, shoulder and hip working, and bring it in. Left arm, right leg. We hold for 3, 2, 1. You're welcome to take a break. We have 1 more round. This time we find the pose. We hold for 1. We return. We reach out, find the pose and hold. And return. And well done. Release. 1 more time here, child's pose. You can bring your arms by your side, maybe flex and extend your wrists if you're feeling a little stress there. Or keep your arms reaching overhead. Keep the belly toned. And breathe. We're going to shift forward. Leave your hands right where they are. They should be a little forward of your shoulders. You're going to curl your toes under, and we're going to lift up and back into our first downward facing dog. Now, if this doesn't feel good, you're welcome to stay in tabletop. If you're here, there's lots of ways to modify. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight. You can pedal out if that's an option that feels good. You can bend both knees, straighten and reach heels back. It's yogi's choice for 5. Feel the hands pressing into the mat, all 10 fingers. Feel the arms strong, pushing the hips up and back. For 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to walk your feet towards your hands as best you can, coming into a forward fold. Feet are slightly apart. I'm going to have you keep your hands on the mat if that's comfortable. You can certainly put them on your knees if you'd rather, just to support our first fold, letting the head release, maybe taking a little sway. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll up. Here, let's bring our hands to the thighs, engage the belly, and mindfully, carefully roll the spine up. And we come into Tadasana. So arms are by your side, palms forward, feet are rooted, focus is out. We'll take a moment here just to feel the strength of the position. Breathing. And now we're going to go back to our arm circles. So we're going to start just making small circles here for 5, 4. And as we did when we were seated, they can get bigger. And 4. And 5. And now we reverse it. Maybe small to start. And 2. And 3, 4. Last one, 5. Let's keep it up. Reach the arms up. Frame the face. Make space. Hands come to heart center. And Tadasana. Once again, reach the arms up. Let's take the left hand, wrap it around the right wrist, and take a side bend. Similar to what we did seated, but now we have a longer, more challenging foundation to stabilize. Take one more breath here and then bring it back to center. Release and reach. Take the right hand, wrap it around the left wrist and go over. Feel the stretch. And then come back to center, hands to heart center, Tadasana. We're going to take 4 or 5 Sun A, modified. So with me, you'll lift up, look up, maybe touch palms, maybe. You decide. Reach out, reverse dive, soften the knees if that's a better choice for you. You're in a forward fold. Then you lengthen, long spine. Reach the heart forward. Again, knees can be bent. And then we fold forward. Everyone, let's bend knees, sweep the arms back, lift up, arms up. Maybe take your focus, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Let's do 3 more. So lift up. Dive forward. Reach your chest, your heart forward. Forward fold. Lift up, long spine. Fold. Bend your knees, sweep your arms back. Lift up, look up. Touch palms if it's available. Hands to heart center. Tadasana. We have 2 more. So let's breathe. Lift up. Open, forward fold. Long spine. Heart forward. Fold. Soften the knees. Sweep the arms back and up. Look up. Touch palms. Hands to heart center. Tadasana. We have 1 more. It's a little bit different. You're going to lift up. Look up. Reach out. Heart forward. Forward fold. Reach out, long spine. Now you're going to bend your knees, plant your hands, and step back to our tabletop. Take a moment here. Maybe shake out the hips a little bit. That was beautiful work. Shift back and tent your fingers. You're going to step your right foot forward. This is where you may want to grab blocks if you have them. And we're going to come up into a kneeling lunge. You're going to lift your arms up. Now, if necessary, please pad your knee. You might roll up your mat or get a blanket or towel if that's needed. We want to find length through the torso. Keep funneling the ribs down. Maybe a little bit of a stretch in your hip flexor. From here, you're going to gold post your arms. You're going to pull your elbows in. Palms together. Lift up. Again, open, gold post. Draw your elbows in. Lift up. We'll do 2 more. Open. And in, focus is steady, working our balance. And 1 more, draw it in, lift up. From here, you're going to reach out, maybe take blocks if you have them. If not, fingertips are good. And you're going to shift back. You might bring the blocks with you, flex your front ankle, reach your heel forward. Big stretch for the hamstring, and then just rock forward. 2 more like that. You rock back, try to reach your heel forward, make adjustments, and forward. 1 more time, we're going to hold this one, trying to find a long spine, feeling very tight, so bring the breath there. Bring the focus there. Stay with it for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Shift forward. Hands to the mat. Slide that foot back. You're back in your tabletop. Find that neutral, strong position. Curl your toes under, lift up into your downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. Plant your hands. Remember, options to bend knees. Keep the belly in. For 3, 2, 1. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Come back to tabletop. Tent your fingers, shift back so you can reach your left foot forward. Adjust and make padding for your back knee if you need it. And then sweep your arms up into your kneeling lunge. Find balance, find focus, breathe. And we repeat, gold post arms, and you hug in. Lift up. And you may find one side a little less stable. That's my experience right here, right now. And I'm going to work with that. Lift up. We have one more, gold post and in. Now lift the arms up. Reach forward. If you need your blocks, grab them if you have your blocks. And we're going to shift back. Just feeling the stretch. This side feels so much better to me. Maybe you're noticing something similar. And again, shift back and forward. Beautiful. Let's do one more. This one we hold for 3. Keep the chest up if you can, long spine. Reach that heel away. Pull those toes back. 2 and 1. Shift forward. Remove the blocks or put them to the side. Bring your hands forward, your knee down. You're back in tabletop. Let's walk the hands forward just a little bit to make sure they're well positioned. We're going into a downward dog just for a moment, just to feel the length. Each one getting stronger, longer. Feels better. Now lift your heels, bend your knees. You're going to shift forward. Bend your elbows. We're coming to the mat. Do it as is best for you. Thighs, belly, chest. And then lift your right and left leg, kind of lengthening and landing. Tops of the feet firmly planted. Bringing your hands by your base ribs. You can release your head towards the mat. Take a breath here, focusing on pinning those elbows in. And then on your next inhale, you're going to lift your head, neck, shoulders, any amount, and we hold for 5. Breathe. 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring your hands long by your side. Tent your fingers. Soften your elbows. Lift your right leg, lengthen, plant it down, top of the foot. Lift your left leg. Plant it, top of the foot, legs parallel. On your next inhale, lift your head, neck, shoulders into that extension. And we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Well done. Now you can do that option, what we just did, tented fingers. Or if you choose, if you'd like to join me, we'll release our fingers for full Shalavasana. So on your next inhale, once again, lift the head, the neck, the shoulders. If available, you lift and reach your fingers back. Palms are down, chest is open. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to lower, and as you do, you bring your fingertips to your forehead. You bend your knees, and we'll take a windshield wipe just to wash that out a little bit. For 5, for 4, For 3, you can let your head go from side to side if your neck needs some release. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. Reach the legs long. Land the tops of the feet firmly. Pull up over the knees. Slide your hands to your base ribs. Push up. We're in tabletop. Here we are again. Curl the toes under and lift up into your downward dog. Make adjustments. I need to widen a little bit. We're only here for a beat, so see how it feels. Compare it perhaps to your very first downward dog. And then on your next breath, we're going to walk the feet forward towards your hands, towards the front of your mat, and come into ragdoll. Take your elbows. If that feels good, you're welcome to put your hands, fingertips on the mat, or even grab a block and rest that way. No strain, just release. Maybe you swing a little bit. You do what's right for you. And then release the arms, hands on your thighs, and we're going to roll up, slow and steady. We're back in Tadasana. Let's take a moment here, a mindful moment. You can bring your stance, your feet a little bit closer. You can keep them at a slightly wider stance as you breathe and settle. Come back to the moment if you wandered, if you took those weekly worries and took them off the shelf. Remember, we've let those go. Let them go. And we're going to move into a chair pose. So you're going to sweep the arms around, hips back. For this, I'd like you to have your palms down. Keep the chair pose, sweep your arms back, airplane arms, palms down. 2, 3, sweep the arms forward, palms face down. 2, 3, we have 2 more sets. Can you keep your legs strong? 2, 3, and forward. 1 more time, and back. Chest is open, neck is long, and forward. Now from here, you can lift a little bit, cross your right elbow over your left, hands on your shoulders. Do whatever is comfortable for you. If that's too tight, you make adjustments. Maybe this is a better pose, kind of these genie arms. You choose. Lift your elbows wherever you are. Shift into your left leg and lift your right heel. We're just going to hold this kind of funny little pose for 3, for 2. Your focus is out. Your elbows are lifted. Last one, drive the heel down, reach the arms out. We're in our chair, and then we release. Tadasana. Well done, everyone. Let's open to a wide stance. Your toes are going to face forward. Your legs are parallel. From here, we're going to turn out the right leg. So right from the hip, now your right toes will face the front of the top of your mat, right side. Your back foot angles in a little bit. The heel and the arch align, and do any kind of wiggling you need to do. We're going into our warrior 2, but before we do that, let's just lift the front heel or toes, and lower just a couple times to get in touch with that right leg. And last one. Now let's spread our arms nice and wide, that sense that we've had earlier of opening up. On your next exhale, you're going to bend into that front knee to find your warrior 2. Do any adjustments and wiggles you need to do. Make sure you have a bit of a crease in this back hip and that your ribs are as stacked over your hips as possible. We're going to take our focus over our front fingers, right knee over middle toe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we go into dancing warrior. A little bit like we did earlier with our arms just flowing from sort of this peaceful warrior into a forward. And we just keep moving. We just keep flowing. You can take your focus with your back hand, kind of going with the flow of the arms. Good. We have a couple more. So forward. Think of it, a dancing warrior, arms are free. Last one, you land. From here, take your right arm, your right forearm, and place it on your right thigh. Kind of iron out that thigh. Take your left hand, bring it to your hip. I'm keeping my focus down to ease my neck, but I want you to open your top shoulder, open your top rib, and come into this nice, open, slight twist, side angle pose. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come back into your warrior 2. Use the strength of your legs. Take a beat here, a pause, a breath, and then windmill your back arm. Come down, hands framing your front foot. Pivot your back foot so you're in a runner's lunge. We'll put the back knee down and come into an open twist. Twisting to the right, reaching the arm up, careful of your opposite side, crown of the head reaching forward. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look down, plant your hand, slide your right knee back. We're in tabletop. Curl your toes under, push your hips up. We're in down dog. Take a breath here. This is familiar. This should feel good. You're modifying if you need to. Child's pose is always on offer. And now we're going to walk to the front of the mat. We have the other side to do. You know what's coming. You're going to release into your ragdoll. Maybe change your elbow if you remember which one was on top. Maybe shake your head out. Maybe yes or no. Maybe a little sway. And then release your hands. Place your hands on your thighs. Roll up. Support it. Strong belly. Stacking one vertebrae on top of another until you land in your Tadasana. Let's take a mindful moment here. That was well done. Feel the rootedness and the strength of this pose. Take one more breath. And then we'll move into our chair. Arms go wide and forward. You're sitting back. You take it to the depth that is good for you, that is right for you. Palms are down, arms are up, and then we sweep them back. Palms are down, arms are back, airplane. And then we do it again. We sweep forward, palms down, arms frame the face. And we sweep back. Strong, long spine, long neck. One more time, reach forward. And reach back. Fill it with breath. One more time, forward. This time we stay. You can lift a little bit. Cross the left arm over the right. You have choices, genie or on the shoulders. Then you shift into your right foot. Shift into your left foot and lift your right heel. So make sure you do the other side. And we'll hold this pose, breathing for 3. Your chest is lifted, your elbows are high. You are in your chair. Your heel is lifted. 2 and 1. Land your heel, reach your arms out, and Tadasana. Take a breath. Well done. Let's come back to our open stance. We'll finish with our dancing warrior on the left. So align your legs. Turn your left leg out. Turn your right leg in. Align your left heel with your right arch. And we'll just take a moment, kind of lift the front toes and put them down. And 2. And 3. Beautiful. Let's spread wide. Remember, we have that little crease at the hip. We have long lifted ribs. And then we bend into the front knee, aligning that knee with the middle toes. Do the wiggles. Adjust accordingly. Arms are out. Focus over your center finger. And we breathe here for 5. Maybe the exhales take you a little deeper. Your legs are strong. And 3, 2, 1. Turn the front palm up. We go into our dancing warrior. The front knee stays bent. And you just float. Just like we did at the beginning. The arms are like windmills going up and around and up and around. You can take your focus with the arm that's leading, or whatever feels good and safest for you. We have 2 more. Here we go. Dancing warrior. Front knee stays bent. Breath carries you. Here's your last one. This one, we land. Left forearm on left thigh. Iron it out. Bring your right hand to your hip. And then open your shoulder. Open your ribs. Keep your focus down for this variation. And we hold. 2, 3. Use the strength of your legs. Push back up to your downward, not your downward dog yet. Your warrior 2. For 3, just breathe. Well done, 2. And now you're going to windmill your back arm. Hands by your front foot. You're in your runner's lunge. Land your back knee, and we'll take our open twist to the left. So you're reaching up. The crown of the head goes forward. The spine is long and spiraling. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Look down. Hands frame your front foot. Slide that foot back. We're back in our tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Last time, we find the downward facing dog. And ask yourself, does it feel better? Does it feel longer? Do I need to bend my knees? Breathe here for the last 5 in our downward dog. Hips up and back. 2 and 1. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Let's come into our child's pose. Arms can go where they feel best for you. Maybe you come into this embryo pose, arms by your side, forehead resting. Maybe you like your arms out in front of you. You choose. 3, 2, and 1. Let's stack the spine up. And we're going to come to a seated position as we begin to wind down. I just want to take one little stretch forward and then we'll work our way to the mat. So lift up and let's walk our hands forward. I always like to bring lengthen breath before I travel forward. I do that a couple times until I find that I'm in the place that I can let it go. And again, we'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your head, your neck, your shoulders. Walk your fingers back to lift your spine. You can use your hands, bring your legs together. I'm going to turn to face the front of my mat. We're going to transition now to the mat, reaching the arms out. This is optional, where you can go right back to the mat, or we're going to do just a little bit of ab work to get there. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to roll back just a bit. Chest stays up, but you're rolling off your sit bones. You're going to lift your right leg if you choose, and left. Take a breath here. Can you go a little deeper? Focus is out, throat is open. Again, lift your right leg, and lower, and left, and lower. Can we do it one more time? A little bit deeper. It's up to you. You're going to lift your right and lower, left and lower. Now, if you can go all the way without assistance, please do. Otherwise, hands behind the thighs, and you work your way down. Excellent. Take one full body stretch, just as we did at the beginning. Reach your feet in opposition of your hands. And then carefully pull your knees to your chest. Take your knees in your hands. We're just going to do little circles like you're driving a bus to work out the low spine, the top of the glutes, 3 in each direction, and then we'll go the other way. Really nice. If you need anything else, please take it. Bridge or happy baby. But we've come to the end of our hour, and I'd like to bring us into Shavasana. So land your feet and then slide your legs downstream. The work is done. You did beautifully. I hope you feel free of maybe some of the burdens and the weights that you accumulated over the week. I want you to just settle onto your mat. Let the floor support you. Feel the legs kind of flop out, for lack of a better word. Feel the weight of the legs. Feel the belly descend, kind of hollow out, softens. Feel the chest open, the back of the ribs spread, center to side. Palms are up, neck is long. If you need to support your head, please do. Let your jaw relax, your eyes recede. Imagine there's a tiny little trickle of water that runs down each side of your forehead. It's calming. It's gentle. And now you can rest. start to deepen your breath. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana. But I'm going to start to bring us back. Maybe inviting a little movement to your fingers and toes, a little wiggle. And that may turn into a circle of the ankles and the wrists. And then maybe you want to stretch those arms one more time in a full overhead reach. And then bring your arms by your side, bend your knees, and gently roll over to the right side. You can stay here for a moment just to slowly gather yourself. And then when you're ready, use the strength of your arms to push yourself up and return to your seated position. I wanted to read you something before we go. So find your comfortable seated position, hands on your knees, maybe bring your hands to heart center. This is just a few words by Mary Oliver, the poet Mary Oliver. It's not the weight you carry, but how you carry it. Books, bricks, grief. It's all in the way you embrace it, balance it, carry it, when you cannot and would not put it down. If you'd like and haven't yet, bring your hands to heart center. With your thumbs, maybe lift your chest any amount more. Take a breath in, and with your exhale, we'll bow. Thank you for joining me. I wish you peace and happiness going forward into your weekend and the holiday season. Thank you.